Time for school. Ladies, line up on the right. Gentlemen, line up on the other side. Ladies, come in first. Gentlemen, follow the ladies, please. Remain standing at your desk until after the pledge. Okay, boys and girls, let's face our flag and place your hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now, before you have a seat today, boys and girls, we'll start with our inspirational poem. Repeat after me, please. Do your best, your very best, and do it every day. Little boys and little girls, this is the wisest way. You may have a seat, please. This morning, we're going to be doing an arithmetic. We're going to start with arithmetic today. Who can tell me, what do numbers tell us? Oh, Letitia, nice job raising your hand. Stand, please. You are right, Letitia. Numbers tell us how many. For example, if we counted the stars on our flag, Josiah, what would that number tell us? You're right. If we counted the stars on the flag, that would tell us how many states are in our union right now. Okay. Later today, we're going to be doing some addition and some math problems for our older kids. But let's help our younger kids get ready. Stand, please. Very good. We're going to do our fact family for fours. Ready? Begin. Ought plus 4 is 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. 2 plus 4 is 6. 3 plus 4 is 7. 4 plus 4 is 8. 5 plus 4 is 9. 6 plus 4 is 10. 7 plus 4 is 11. 8 plus 4 is 12. 9 plus 4 is 13. And 10 plus 4 is 14. Okay, now, I want my younger students, please, to continue your ought facts with 5, while the older children talk a little bit about place value. You can use your slates to be writing down your facts. Use your slate and your chalk and start with your 5s, ought plus 5, and so on, just like we did the 4s. So you younger students, please be working on your math facts on your slate. Okay? Boys and girls on the older side of the room, we're going to be working just a little bit on place value before we go on to our addition. When we write numbers, the same number, 1, can have a different meaning depending on where we put it in the number. If I put 1 in the first slot on the far side, what does that number 1 mean? Oh, Jermaine, nice job raising your hand. Jermaine, what does this mean? You're right. It means one single unit. One girl. Jermaine, you are one girl. What happens if I move that one to this place? I need to put odds to save the space. Now what does 1 mean? Bertram, what does 1 mean? Oh, nice job standing. You're right, Bertram. Now it means 100. This is the single units place. This is the tens. This is the 100s. What comes here? If I move my 1 over to this space with a comma and add another ought, now what do we have? Patsy. Oh, nice job standing tall, Patsy. You're right. Now this number is 1,000. 1,000. That's a very large number. And that's about how many citizens we have living in our community right now, because we're a very large community. Yes. Okay, let's explore just a little bit by moving some other numbers around. I'd like for you to practice reading the larger numbers today. I will leave the 1 here. The 8 is in the single digit space. The 4 is in the 10 space. The 2 is in the 100 space. And the 1 is in the 1,000 space. Who can read the number for me? Wilma, stand please. You are correct, Wilma. This is 1,248. Very good. We're going to try one more number, and then we will move on to a couple of word problems today. This one has a lot of oughts in it. What happens when there's an ought in our number? Do we just read the 1 and the 5? Josiah, you're right. Those oughts are important. They save the space, don't they? So they change what comes here. Josiah, can you read this number for me? You are absolutely right. This number is 1,050. We don't need to say anything about the hundreds because there are none. But we do need to recognize that that space is there. Everyone together, stand please. Very good, let's read the number together. 1,050. Let's try one more. One more number. Edward. Thank you, standing tall. Edward, can you read this number, please? You are right. This number is 3,402. We don't need to say anything about the tens because there are none, but we need the 0 to save the space. If that 0 wasn't there, if we left the 0 out, what would the number be now? Betty? You are correct. The number would be 342. Okay, tomorrow we will use our slates and practice writing numbers. I will say numbers and you can practice writing them. This morning we're going to be using our math to help us figure out things in daily life. Now, many of you are 7th and 8th graders, so you're just about to be done with school potentially, and you will need to keep the books on your farm or help your parents in their business. So today we're going to figure out how much it would cost to make a new dress. Okay? Now, what do we need to know to make a new dress? We need to know how much fabric it takes to make a dress. Oh, Pauline, your hand went up very quickly. Oh, that's right. Your mother is a dressmaker, isn't she? And she charges 75 cents a day for making a dress. Pauline, thank you for that information. Okay, so it will cost us 75 cents a day to have the dress made. I'm going to put dressmaker here to help us remember that that is for the labor to have the dress made. Pauline, may I ask you, about how many days does it take your mother to make a dress like this? 4? Oh, that's true. Yes. Okay, thank you. So, Pauline says it will be 4 times 75 cents a day to have the dress made. Flora. Oh, you've recently been to McCutcheon's store? And fabric was how much? Oh, you're right. 14.5 cents a yard. And we do use half cents. Okay, so fabric costs us 14.5 cents a yard. And how many yards does it take? Well, of course it depends on the side of your dress. Gentlemen, I'm sorry, but someday you may have wives who need a new dress or a sister, so bear with me just a moment. Our next problem will have you much more interested. Wilma, 7 yards, you're right. A dress like this will take about 7 yards of fabric. 7 times 14 cents a yard will be the cost of our fabric, and 4 times 75 cents a day will be the cost of the labor to make the dress. So those two numbers together will tell us the cost of the dress. So let's figure that out now. We'll be needing to use our multiplication. We'll put our 75 cents on the board times 4. And you can be writing on your slates as we do this at your seats, and we can share our answers. Okay? Alfred, what is 4 times 5? You're correct. 4 times 5 is 20. So we'll put the ought at the bottom and carry our 2. What is 4 times 7? Victoria? You're correct. 4 times 7 is 28. But then we carried 2, so we need to add the 28. You're right. And that will be 30. 28 and 2 more is 30. Now, up above, we have a decimal point. What happens when we have a decimal point? That needs to go to our answer too, doesn't it? Okay, so we have 1, 2 places in our problem, so we'll count 1, 2 places down here. And this is how much I will pay, or someone would pay, Pauline's mother to make a new dress. $3. She will work for 4 days to make $3. Okay, so we're going to put $3 here to remind us that that's how much we will pay the dressmaker. Now we have another tricky problem. 7 yards of fabric at 14.5 cents a yard. How much is that going to be? That's another multiplication problem, isn't it? We'll take our 14.5 times 7. What is 7 times 5? Elmer, what is 7 times 5? You are correct. 7 times 5 is 35. So we put the 5 in the ones place and carry the 3. We have 7 times 4 again. 7 times 4 is Samuel. You are correct. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 4 is 28, but we carried a 3, so we need to add 3 more. 28 and 3 more is 31. We'll put the 1s at the bottom and carry the 3 again. 7 times 1 is Henry. You are correct. 7 times 1 is 7. Add the 3, Henry. Yes, it is 10. How much are 7 yards of fabric going to cost? Oh, excuse me. What was my mistake? Josiah, you're right. I did not put my decimal point in the right place here or here. We are not talking about $14.50, are we? No, we're talking about 14 cents. So that decimal point needs to be over here. We're talking about 14.5 cents. Up here, we were talking about 75 cents, and we marked it like this because that was part of a dollar. It's 3/4 of a dollar. So when we multiply, we have 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, when we have a 1/2 cent, we actually have a 1/2 cent coin. So in this case, the fabric for the dress is going to cost $1 and 1.5 cents. $1 and 1.5 cents. Okay? Now, if we know how much it will cost to pay the dressmaker to make the dress, you're right, Abraham, that's $3. And we know how much 7 yards of fabric will cost. Wilma? Yes, $1 and 1.5 cents. How do we find find out the total cost of the dress? Letitia. Yes, we add those two numbers together. So we're adding the cost of the dressmaker to the cost of the fabric. 5 plus 0 is 5. 0 plus 1 is, Zelma, 1. Ought plus ought is ought. And 3 plus 1 is 4. We carry our decimal points down. It will cost $4 and 1.5 cents for a new dress. Now, since Elmer's father is a blacksmith, and he only makes about $8.70 a week, for Elmer's mother to have a new dress that costs $4, that's half of their weekly salary. That's kind of an expensive dress. Boys and girls, you did a good job figuring that one out. Now, let's think about a pound cake. I'm sure that you boys might be more interested in thinking about eating pound cake than your mother getting a new dress. So let's think about this. The McCutcheons are going to have a barn raising next week, and Bertram's mother is very famous for her pound cake. Pound cake has 4 ingredients. It has flour, sugar, butter, and eggs. And just as the name of the cake implies, pound cake. That's what we need of each of these ingredients. We need 1 pound of each of those ingredients. So, what are we talking about? Henry, your father has a store. Do you know the cost of sugar? You're absolutely right. 1 pound of sugar is 14.8 cents. 14.8 cents. And I'm going to put the 0 here to remind us that we have no dollars yet. 14 and 8 tenths of a cent. That's different from now. Okay, flour. Oh, Jane, you were shopping yesterday? You're right. Flour is 34.4 cents a pound. So for our flour, we will need 34 cents and 4 tenths of a cent. Samuel, oh, your family doesn't buy butter, do they? You milk the cows and churn the butter. How long does it take you to make butter? About a half a day? So that's a long time to make butter, isn't it? Oh, Samuel's family sells their butter for 4 cents and 4 tenths a pound. 4 cents and 4 tenths a pound. Hey, Belle, you raise chickens, you're right. And your mother sells eggs? What is the cost of a dozen eggs? 5.3 cents, okay. So our eggs are going to cost us 5.3 cents. So if we know that flour is 34.4 cents per pound, sugar is 14.8 cents per pound, butter is 4.4 cents per pound, and eggs are 5.3 cents per pound, we need 1 pound of each of those things, so these numbers are the numbers we need. Now what do we need to do? Bertram, you are correct. We need to add these, don't we? Okay, so you can use your slates and list these numbers, and we will add together as we go. 4 plus 8 is how many? Jane? You are correct. 4 plus 8 is 12. 12 plus 4 more is how many? Victoria? You are correct. 12 plus 4 more is 16. 16 plus 3 more is how many? Flora? You are correct. 16 plus 3 more is 19. So we'll put the 9 here and carry the 1. Starting at the top, Abram. 1 plus 4 is, you're correct. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 4 is, Charles? You are correct. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 4. Simon? You are correct. 9 plus 4 is 13. Abram, one last one. 13 and 5 more. 13 and 5 more is 18. You're correct. And we carry the 1. And this is our last column. 1 plus 3 is, Jane? Yes, 1 plus 3 is 4. And 4 and 1 more is how many? 4 and 1 more is 5. Who can tell me how much is our pound cake going to cost? Alfred? You are correct. Our pound cake is going to cost 58 cents, 58.9 cents. Now, probably the store owner will round that up to the nearest even cent. Yes, Henry? You are correct. At your father's store, he will probably charge us 60 cents for our ingredients for the cake. Rounding up would be 59, but 59 is closest to the 60. Okay. Boys and girls, you've done a good job of ciphering this morning. That was hard, using both our multiplication and our addition and our decimals. That was some pretty tricky math this morning. Let's check in on the younger kids and see how they're doing. Oh yes, you've been working hard on your fact families. Good job. Okay, clean your slates, please. And put them neatly up in the corner of your desk. It's just about time for the end of the day. And as usual, we'll close with our same inspirational poem. Stand tall, please. Oh, very nice. Hands at your side. And say it with me. Ready? Do your best, your very best, and do it every day. Little boys and little girls, this is the wisest way. Very good, boys and girls. Now you may turn and face the back. Ladies, you may exit first. This row. I will see you tomorrow.